Okay, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I welcome you all to our monthly meeting, and we are reconvening from closed session at 5:07 p.m. And we are going to begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Let's begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Yeah, the invocation.
Oh, the invocation. Who is the next item? Yeah. We are going to have a moment of silence. Please. Thank you. Invocation. Should we recess to go? Okay, at this time, at 5:08, we are going to have a recess to conduct the regular meeting for CMI, California Military Institute. So at 5:08, we're going to a recess. Okay. And the next item is 8.1, revision of and adoption of the agenda for today, June 21st, 2017. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nellison, Ms. Twyman. Please vote. And the agenda for today's meeting has been approved 4-0. Item 9.1 is an information item, report out of closed session. Mr. Superintendent?
Yes, we have two reports out of closed session this evening. In closed session by a vote of 4-0, the Board of Trustees approved the employment of Kirk Skorpanich, I'll get it right eventually, as Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources with a start date of July 1st, 2017. Then the second item out of closed session, in a closed session by a vote of 3-1, the Board of Trustees approved the employment of Juan Santos as principal for Paris High School with a tentative start date after July 1st, 2017. That concludes my report out of closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett, and congratulations to Mr. Santos, to the new principal of Paris High School and our new Assistant Superintendent of HR. Okay. The next item, 9.2, district update by the superintendent.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Rouse. During my presentation, I'm going to introduce our two new administrators in the district in this part. So I'm going to introduce Kirk Skorpanich. Skorpanich. I'm going to get it eventually. At least I didn't call him Skip. Mr. Skorpanich has spent the last 2 years as the Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources in the Olive Unified School District. Spent a good part of 3 years in Moreno Valley as a Director of Human Resources, and before that he was a principal, and then he started his teaching career here in Paris, but at Paris Elementary School just down the street here. So I want to introduce our new Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Kirk Skorpanich.
There we go. President Arau, Board, Superintendent Bennett, and Cabinet, it's a sincere pleasure to be here this evening, and thank you for offering the position to me, and I gladly accept the position of Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. I'm really excited about being part of the Paris High School District. I'm very grateful for you trusting me with this important position and enthusiastic about the opportunities that you've given me. And I am confident that I'll make a significant contribution to the school district. I'm looking looking forward to working collaboratively with the Paris Secondary Educators Association, with CSEA, with the staff at California Military Institute, and with an amazing HR staff. So that's something that's going to be outstanding. In support of the district's mission statement, I'll do my very best to develop a high-quality, caring staff who will be dedicated to learning and connecting students to their education and potential goals. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you, and I look forward to being part of the team.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to introduce Juan Santos. Juan's going to be the new principal at Paris High School. He's spent the last 3 years as assistant principal at Rancho Verde High School in the Val Verde School District, about 6 years as assistant principal in the Temecula Unified School District, 5 of those at Chaparral High School, and has taught at Mount San Jacinto Community College, and been a counselor, a high school counselor also. Mr. Santos.
Thank you very much. Mine's a little phonetically easier to say. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity you have given me. I know I have a big responsibility for a school that has the amount of years that Paris High School has been open. I'm welcoming the opportunity with open arms. I've met some of the assistant principals already, and I'm very excited about the journey that I'm about to take on, and I welcome them with open arms. Thank you very much. You know what? I didn't have them come because we were going to start earlier, so I didn't bring them. Sorry.
Thank you, Juan. And your superintendent used to be principal there, so don't mess it up, okay? Other parts of my report, we had 6 promotions / graduations the last couple of weeks. I thought all of them went really well. Kids were well behaved. All the programs went well. You know, everything we do, we can get a little bit better at. There was a couple things that we can improve on, but overall, I thought they were great events. Very, very proud of what our schools did and how our kids reacted during those times. Kind of going along with that, we, as a cabinet and some board members, had attended some of the senior awards nights at the schools. Great to see all the kids getting honored and getting those awards that they deserve and they had received during the year. So that was an awesome thing to do. You know, it's 107 degrees here the last couple of days, and I just want to give a real quick shout out to our M&O crew, because they're working to keep us alive in these buildings. With, you know, our air conditioning goes down, and just today they were outside there by technology, because if the air conditioning unit goes out on technology and blows our servers, we're cooked as a district. And they did a great job. They were out there putting shade structures over top of these air conditioning units to keep them cool enough to be able to keep cooling our building. So Hector and Mike and Art, what a great team you have, and we appreciate what you guys did to make that happen. Let's give them a hand. I received a letter from Quinn Hawley, who's helped run our bond a few years ago when we were looking to do the work at Paris High in Pinacate, and then the new school down in Menifee. And he's a community member from the Four Seasons over in Hemet, the retirement community. And he sent a letter about the CMI cadets, how those kids came over there on Memorial Day, did a whole show for them, color guard, about how to fold the flag properly, and did a really great event. And he wanted to pass on from their community a heartfelt thank you to CMI and to our district for having such great kids and great programs. So I want to congratulate CMI for that. The last couple days, or earlier this week, we had the first time doing something a little bit different. Pinacate Middle School did a Chromebook rollout for their incoming 7th graders already. So they had kids coming into 7th grade, coming in and picking up the Chromebooks now, getting trained on how to use it, how to log into it, doing those things. So that's a neat thing that's happening already for those incoming 7th graders. We had summer school start last Thursday at both Paris High School and Paloma Valley High School. No summer school at Heritage this summer with the flooring going on. We're busing the kids from Heritage over to Paloma Valley. They have to get transportation to the school, and then we supply it from there over to Paloma Valley. So a bunch of kids there making up credits, getting caught up on what they need to do. One thing happening this summer that it isn't here yet, but we have what's called the GEMS program, which is Girls in Engineering, Math, and Science for 7th grade girls to get them more involved. We're going to be hosting it this year at Pinacati Middle School. We'll have kids from Moreno Valley, from Val Verde, all coming over here to be part of this program. It's really beneficial. It's run through the United Way, and it's a whole week program that they learn about in math, science, and engineering. So we're looking forward to hosting that. Joe's crew will be a big part of that as we do that. And my final thing is this week we've had makers camps. We've talked about our maker spaces. We've had makers camps at CMI, Paloma, and Paris High start this week, and we've had kids from Heritage go over to Paloma again because they're not open because of the flooring. And just seeing some of the things those kids are doing, you look at those on Twitter and seeing what the projects they've been working on and doing, it's awesome to see the kids just get to experience that. And it's because they want to be there. Nothing required, it's just a want. So I want to congratulate Joe's crew. We want to show you what they completed today with the help of one of Joe's techs that went over there and helped show them how to do this.
One of the things they did today for 4th of July that's coming up is they programmed some LED lights, and they built this from scratch. And it's supposed to be like lightning bugs in a jar. And the kids created this, and it's red, white, and blue. They can put it in their windows for the 4th of July. And so one of the things that we appreciate is the combination of classified and certificated. So our tech department was out there. Sloba was down there, and he got so excited. He's been excited for months about doing this. Check his Twitter account. He's prototyping it with his children at home. Like, this is going to be great. And so he worked hand in hand with the coaches on creating this project. And tomorrow they'll be at Paris High creating these. So it's a really interesting project that they did, and we're looking forward to each year having maker camps, STEM camps, and coding camps.
So something really neat for the kids during the summer to spark their innovation and critical thinking. We're proud that we're able to do that. And that concludes my report for this evening, Dr. Rouse.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Okay. I was going to tell you, it's really nice. I like it. Yeah. I was hoping that you were going to say the same thing that the principal with Dave. Just kidding. Okay. Item 9.3, CSEA President, Ms. Cinda Sarian.
She informed me she couldn't make it today.
She couldn't make it today. Okay. PSEA President, Ms. Vicky Mueller.
Good evening, Dr. Rowe, Board, Cabinet, Mr. Bennett. Oh, gosh. First off, I did want to say my condolences to Bernadette Lopez's family. I know that loss was very hard, and I've gotten a lot of phone calls and stuff from people that worked at the academy, and so I did want to give our condolences to their families. So if you know her family, please let her know. Again, I want to thank you for giving us this time to speak tonight. We still have some questions regarding the last board meeting, and I'm still dismayed at not listening to your two employee groups and asking that you do some research. And I was later listening to Mr. Bennett, and he stated that there had been research done on comparables and had to bring them up. And I'd like to know where that research is, and I'd like to see it in writing. I also, on talking to my own cabinet, was reminded that the same exact wording was used by Dr. Greenberg, that many of you sitting here at this in the cabinet were given increases in salary to bring you comparable to your peers in the area. And so again, I just question the timing, especially when I was told that this had been in the works for months, but it was being held off until after the contract was settled, before anything was done. I also wonder that you did the comparables for, from what I understand, for CSEA and their members, but not for everybody that works in the district, and I question that. If you're going to do it for everybody. And I'm wondering why we're treating Paris Union High School District like a district with 25 schools instead of 5 schools. So when you look at who your administrators are, we're building our administration as if we had 25 schools, and I just really question that. One of my own board members said it's clear in this district that the further away you are from the classroom, the more money you make, and the more money you make, and the more money you make. So in thinking about that, at one of our schools, the teachers walk around with their ream of paper guarding it because they're given one case of paper and a ream of paper for the year. Any paper they want after that, they have to purchase. And as schools want to do field trips, when I taught art, I could never take my kids to an art museum because there was never money for buses. I would have to fundraise to pay for buses. And so I just think sometimes our priorities are skewed when we're here to improve education, and we're supposed to improve what we're giving to the students, and how is this improving them? And I think we need to be cognizant of that. Additionally, I had some people that wanted me to mention the incident that happened at Paloma at the end of the school year, the fire, and just that maybe some procedures need to be looked at as far as how long you're going to let people be on the field without water. The entire campus wasn't in jeopardy. So there was a concern that maybe they didn't have to be left out there that long. Some students could have been taken to the classroom or in that area, even to the gym, out of the direct sun, from what I understand. One student was taken away in an ambulance. Online, there were several parents that ended up picking their kids up. Kids were puking when they got home from being in the sun too long. They got too hot. And yes, they're young adults and they should carry water, but I came here tonight forgetting my water. I mean, they're human. And so from what I understand, when they finally called all clear is when they had just decided that maybe they should take water out to the field. But here's the problem. Everyone was denying those kids that were asking for water, no, you cannot go get water. And so that's where the problem started happening. And I'm just concerned that if that were to happen today, 15 minutes in the sun like that, and you're not going to be too healthy. I lived in Phoenix. I survived 122. So I just think that we need to be aware of that in that heat, that it might seem like it's 87, but you're down on that field, on that surface, and that surface is not natural grass. If it's natural dirt, it's going to have a lot different cooling aspect than AstroTurf will. And I think we need to look at that policy and maybe get water down to them sooner, or if it's all clear in one area, release the students to another area, at least to get into shade. And that concludes my report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mueller. Next item is 9.5, Terabytes Cafe Nutrition Services presentation.
Well, before they get started, I wanted to just do a quick introduction because I don't know if all the board members know these fine people dressed in green here or the audience members, but I am incredibly proud of this team here, and when they get into their presentation, just shortly into it, I think you're going to see why. We have a lot of important responsibilities in this district when it comes to curriculum and instruction, but we have a lot of other important responsibilities too. And feeding our students and making sure they're well nourished and that they understand wellness is something that's very important, especially in a district with our demographics. And so a little over a year ago, I hope I'm not stealing much of your thunder, a little over a year ago, we didn't have a director. Laura Madrano, raise your hand, Laura. Laura was our interim director, along with a team from the district and a consultant that we hired. We really looked at how are we going to transform our nutrition services department. I'll let them tell you how we did that, but we finally found the right director for the department after a 6-month search, because that was important. When you hear everything they're going to talk about, you'll see that we needed a specific type of person. So we were very glad to have found Audrey Whitty. And then our most recent hire, Rick Linsolato. I had to learn how to say his name. I'll have to learn yours as well. Chef Rick, as some of the kids have called him now. And so we just really have the dream team when it comes to nutrition services, which is now called the Terabytes Cafe. So we wanted to take this opportunity in June when it's a little bit shorter without the students to allow them to brag a little bit, because it's really phenomenal, not just what we've done, but when we think about where we're going, I'm very, very excited for next school year. So take it away, team.
Thank you, Candace. Good evening, Board President, Dr. Rouse, members of the board, Superintendent Bennett, and members of the cabinet. Like Candace said, thank you, by the way. That was very nice of you. I'm Audrey Whitty. I'm your Director of Nutrition Services here at Paris Union High School District. I'll let my co-people, my right and my left-hand man and woman, introduce themselves.
Well, I'm Laura Madrano. Candace introduced me earlier. I'm one of the field supervisors.
I'm Rick Linsolato, field supervisor.
And we just want to say thank you again for letting us present this to you guys. We are really excited to kind of show you guys what we've done with Terabytes and where we started. So we'll move into our introduction. So early on in 2016, Paris Union High School District, with the help of some other people, did a, excuse them, they're going to get samples for everybody too. They went out to all the different school sites and observed the different school sites and the nutrition services department and checked to see how they could improve nutrition services. A lot of people look at the cafeteria, look at nutrition services, and they kind of wonder, you know, why are we eating this food, or where did this food come from? So, you know, we wanted to change the way that people looked at nutrition services, whether it was the students, the parents, or the staff. So that's when we decided to brand nutrition services into Terabytes Cafe. I wasn't here at that time, but let me tell you, it was the best idea ever. So, as you guys know, branding can tell a lot about some kind of product. So you have Coca-Cola, you have Nike, you have Google, they're all branded. People look at these brands and they think, wow, you know, they're huge. You know, we want to buy them. They want to go to McDonald's. It's not a good example, but, you know, Diet Coke maybe, regular Coke. I see Starbucks in the corner. I know all of us have Starbucks here. But, you know, the brand helps promote that product or helps promote that brand, obviously. And that's what we wanted to do here. So we moved into starting with our new name. And we started with Terabytes. And when I first started, I even mentioned to Candace, I really like the name Terabytes. Where did you guys come up with Terabytes Cafe? And they did a little explaining to me, and they started off with Terra, and Terra is the Latin word for earth, where we need to grow fresh food. And as you guys know, we have an agricultural department, FFA, and it really fit within our district, so that's where we got the Terra from. I'm sure you guys are all aware of our Scholar Plus and our technology that we have here, thanks to Joe and Shane and everybody else in tech. I really enjoy that we are so technologically advanced at this district, and the byte fit in with it. And 1 terabyte is 1 trillion bytes, right? Yes. It's kind of like a tongue twister to me. So anyways, that's where we came up with terabytes. And instead of BYTE, we went with bytes because it makes more sense. So that's where we got the terabytes from. And so we also went into our new look. So if you guys see our logo, which I think my next slide, I have a better logo, yes. I have our Terabytes logo, and it is our carrot. So we brought in the fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, the agricultural part of it, and we have the little bites coming off of the carrot, which can, you know, help with the biting into the carrot or having the digital bites coming off of it. And it really branded us as a department. So that changed us. Moving to our Terabyte's name and brand, we wanted to make sure that we were providing healthy meals to our students. So all of our nutrition services went through a huge remodel, remake, whatever you want to call it, with our menus. So instead of providing fried foods, high fatty foods, high caloric foods, we went into more of a freshly based menu. Salads, yogurt parfaits, sandwiches, and wraps. So, as you can see, we moved into our deli sandwiches. You can see our picture. That's us in the cafeterias in our nutrition services department preparing fresh sandwiches every single day, which it's fresh to the students, and I can tell you they love these sandwiches. They go crazy over these deli sandwiches. And if you think about it, it's like Subway. Their sandwiches made fresh every single day. We also have chicken burritos that are freshly made every day. I was going to say tortillas too, but tortillas are not freshly made. But they are hand rolled in our department. But the students do love them. They really do. And they enjoy those burritos. We only have them 1 day a week, but we're looking to incorporate another burrito for our fall menu. And then we also have our Southwest chicken salad. We have different salads. We have Mandarin chicken salad. We have a chicken Caesar salad, Southwest salad, a vegetarian salad. And in fall, we're actually planning on making some of those salads into wraps. So you guys taste tested some in the back. You had our chicken Caesar wrap, and you had a buffalo wrap. So as you guys all know, the buffalo wrap, or I shouldn't say buffalo wrap, but buffalo sauce in general is extremely popular with high school students right now. So that's why we want to move into our fall menu. So as you can see, all of our items are prepared fresh. We do have some items that we serve to the students that are pizza, but all those items are compliant. And that's something that next year we're going to look into bringing Pizza Hut into the high schools. Pizza Hut provides a pizza slice that is compliant with the USDA, which is the United States Department of Agriculture, and the CDE. So they provide a whole grain crust and the pepperoni, the low-fat cheese, and the sauce. We're also going to look into working with a local farm. So we are talking to Jacinto Farms, which is located in Redlands, and it is a local farm that we are looking to get a vegetable or a fruit on our menu once a week to provide a fresh fruit from a local farm. And we're trying to do, Farm Fresh Fridays or local fruit vegetable Thursdays, and kind of promote that on our menus. We also moved into our Terabytes uniforms. We outfitted everybody with them. And we also have our aprons. So Laura and Rick have our shirts. We have them on too. They're actually really comfortable. We have some nice branded aprons for those that have my back too. It's a little wrinkled. And yeah, so everybody in our department got our t-shirts. So you'll see everybody in the Nutrition Services Department wearing our Terabyte shirts and our brown aprons. We also did some packaging. So as you can see here, we got new stickers to identify our items, and we have new packaging. And we're in the mix of doing some different items. So one problem that we found is that when students come through the cafeteria line, they didn't know what the items were. They would come through, the item would be wrapped in a blue checkered paper, and even when I started, I'm like, hey, what is that? Oh, it's a fish sandwich. Oh, perfect. Well, that's why we started moving into the naming of the packaging, or starting with the logos of the packaging. And we also put up some signs on our speed lines, which our speed lines are in the cafeterias of Paloma and Pinacati, and Paris High, and you reach in, you can grab your items, your sandwiches, and whatnot. And above those speed lines, we have acrylic signage where we insert the signs of what the menu items are. So as you can see, they're extremely colorful, they're modern, they're up to date, and they also explain to the students what the item is. We have a daybreak breakfast bowl, pancake and sausage stick, a sausage biscuit. So you can see it's really colorful and it really stands out. So as the students come through the line, they know what they're getting. We also got some environmental graphics. So these are just a few of our banners that we have posted at some of the cafeterias. And we also have a pop-up sign. I don't know what you call it, pop-up sign, rolly sign. Yeah, and it says taste test on it, and we bring that with us when we do taste tests at the different sites. But as you can see, the banners are colorful, they're bright. They really invite you into the cafeteria. They invite you into our department where we want the students to come in and feel welcome. That's our goal, is to be positive, create that environment where they can come in and enjoy their lunch or their breakfast or lunch. We also moved into getting some digital menu boards. So this is really cool. We've got about, I would say, 16 or 17 different digital menus, and we put them at our cafeterias, our nutrition services, Terabytes cafes. So in the top left corner, you can see that's Paris High's satellite, and we have 3 vertical TV screens that display our menus. So while the students are standing in line, they're able to see what's on that menu for that day. So it rotates. For Tuesday, it'll show you breakfast. It'll also show you lunch, so the students are, aware of what's on the item for that day, on the menu for that day. We also have one up at CMI. We have one at Paloma. We have a lot at Paloma. We have a lot at Paris and Pinacati as well. So these are our menus, and as you can see, we have some of these also posted in the speed line areas for the students to see. It'll give you your daily specials, your everyday faves, and some of the items that are down at the bottom, actually all of them, are items that we serve in our cafeteria as of right now. So this is what Terabytes creates. It's fresh, it's prepared daily, and it's served to our students. So like I said, we're trying to really promote that to the students so that they're aware that, it's fresh food every single day. So our taste test. This is where I drop the mic, pass it to Rick. And while Rick's discussing our taste test, we're going to pass out some wraps to everybody so they could try some of our items.
Thank you, Audrey. Good evening. Regarding taste test, it's an important way that we can go ahead and get students to put their input on what they like and don't like. We're working on new ways of packaging the food and presenting the food. One of the things that's really important with food is we eat with our eyes. So if the food looks good, you're more inclined to go ahead and take it, and hopefully it should taste good as well. But presentation is the first thing. So we rely on the students to come back and tell us their thoughts and opinions. And here's a video that of a taste test that we did not too long ago. Thank you, sir. So what we did is we supplied the students with a questionnaire and asked their thoughts and opinions on the food. And we took that back, and on the PowerPoint, you can see our results. First one, buffalo pizza. The blue is a good aroma. So the kids loved that. Bad aroma is very low, so that's a good sign. Taste great was over 50%. Okay was probably about 35%. Bad taste was low. And would they like to see it in the meals? We got overall yes on that. Our frittata, overall, not as good, but pretty good remarks. And again, we can use that to make a decision. Welch's slushy, overall, kids love that. Good aroma, great taste, and they would definitely love to see that in the meals, especially with the weather we're having now. Teriyaki chicken, another successful item. Pizza bagel, not so good. Chicken taco was pretty good. Cinnamon roll did a great job, and so did the chocolate muffin. So kind of obvious answers, but they were good products. We tasted them as well too. And again, if the children see or the students see what's on the menu, what they like, they're going to be more inclined to go ahead and participate and eat lunch with us or breakfast. Okay, so we want to increase participation of the National School Lunch Program. That's one of our goals for beginning of the next school year. We will be setting up pop-up booths around campus, talking to parents, educating them, and also encouraging our universal breakfast program. Why breakfast program? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it is also free within the district. So every student gets a free breakfast. And one way we're going to increase participation is through social media. Will help promote Terabytes. This is a post that you're looking on at Paloma Valley High School, and it's talking about our summer lunch program. And on this one school site alone, it reached over 2,200 people. So it's a great way to get the word out. Next slide, we're talking about currently we're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to help capture the students' interest. Other accounts like School ASB and the FFA accounts also help to promote our program. So there's some different examples of postings. We do post like the myth right there in the blue box. It is a myth to get a free summer meal. I have to sign my children up at the site ahead of time, and all they have to do is between 0 and 18, or we say they should have teeth. Anybody in that age group can come on in and get a free meal during the summer. And here's some examples of different postings of social media. You can see what other people are doing, prepping food, new recipes, testing new food, showing what's on the menu, showing seasonal items, and also pictures of the staff. And also one of our goals is, besides educating the students on nutrition, also the parents. So again, we have some myths listed up on the screens there. We did talk about the free meal. You don't need to sign up for that. Another one is I already receive benefits from SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, so my children can't receive free meals. That's false. They can. And another one, USDA summer meal programs are only for young children. Again, it's 0 to 18. Anyone in that age group is accessible to a meal. And the screen you're looking at right now, this is our new website that's being developed. It'll connect Terabytes Cafe with the students, staff, parents, the entire community. And on the website, we'll be able to have the parents sign up for the National School Lunch Program. They'll be able to add money to the student's account. And we can use the website to go ahead and share our vision, our mission, and help educate as well. And here is our team. Our team is made up of food and nutrition professionals, which are dedicated to serving the students healthy, delicious meals. Another goal is to promote lifelong good habits. And our team works very hard as well. We like to promote our staff. We think they're amazing. They do a great job. Some statistics, we serve 1,600 kids per school, 14 kids per minute. And that's a staff that that's a pace our staff does that's even faster than McDonald's. So they really turn the food out quickly and give a good experience to the students. Right. Something else that we work on quite a bit is professional development. You can see on the right-hand side our total number of NSAs, Nutrition Service Assistants. We have 66. And the 50-50 is in reference to becoming ServSafe certified. So half of our staff is ServSafe certified. And you might ask, what is ServSafe? ServSafe is through the National Restaurant Association, and every culinary professional will become certified. There has to be at least one certified manager in the kitchen. And what's nice about ServSafe is it's recognized throughout the whole United States. You can leave the city of Paris, go to Phoenix, or back east, and still going to be recognized anywhere you go. It is a somewhat difficult test, so we do applaud our NSAs that have achieved that goal, and we are working to get more certified in the near future. But once you become become certified in ServSafe, it displays that you're very aware of sanitation, how to handle the food, proper cooking techniques, temperatures, and so forth. So it's really helpful in preventing a foodborne illness or cross-contaminations. Meal price increase. So the current paid lunch price at Paris Union High School District is $2.50 per meal. The paid meal price has not been raised since 2010 and currently falls below the federal reimbursement rate. A survey was conducted of surrounding districts and to indicate the following meal price change for the 2016-2017 school year. And here are some examples of our surrounding districts and what they're charging. Beaumont Unified's $3 for a lunch. Moreno Valley, $3. Temecula Unified's $3. Riverside, Val Verde, and Hemet are $2.75 as well. So we'll be increasing ours to $2.75 to be comparable. Terabytes Cafe promotes health and wellness through our wellness policy. We want to make it fun. We want to encourage everyone to be healthy. And a lot of times, like we're pointing out vitamin C right there. So everybody knows vitamin C comes from oranges. But a lot of people don't know it also comes from broccoli. So that's one of the things that we're trying to achieve. Mr. Bennett's favorite. Broccoli itself is very high in vitamin C. So that knowledge, like, just get it out and let the children know, bring it home. Also encourage their parents. Also, cabbage and berries are high in vitamin C as well. So quite a few different options. And the development of our wellness, together, parents, school staff, and students can create a healthy environment for the children. And studies have shown that the healthier the students are, the better learners that they'll be. So I definitely want to give them as healthy food as we can in the school, and as they return to class, be in good shape to learn. Students with healthier eating patterns and physical activity will tend to have better grades, have a better memory of what they learned in class, and better behavior. So, of course, better behavior will end up in a more productive classroom setting, and they'll be absent less as well. So keep their immune systems boosted. So here's some examples of our wellness policy, different graphics that we've been using, and kind of help the kids understand healthier choices. So we have lifestyle, food, exercise, and sleep. So they know the importance of getting a good night's rest. And some of our goals for the next school year, 2017-2018. We're looking to increase meal participation for the free, reduced, and paid meals. We're looking forward to providing high-quality, appealing meals to students in an upbeat, positive environment. One of our goals is, and I'm sure everybody's experienced this, you go into a restaurant, if staff and the environment is very friendly and upbeat, you tend to be happier there. So same thing with our sites. We'll have very upbeat kitchens for the kids to go through. Develop and implement our wellness program district-wide and engage students, parents, and staff to be health and nutrition educators. So that way at home, everywhere, they will always get a good dose of information. So I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to present, and also at this time, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
Thank you.
And just real quick, I'd like to invite the board members or even anybody in the audience, when you're out at the school sites looking around and visiting people. I know it's not typically intentional, but stop by the cafes, say hello to the nutrition services assistants. As you can imagine, the type of change that we've gone through, change is hard for people. they've embraced it. You can see their smiling faces in the pictures, but I know, especially from board members and even the site administrators, get into those kitchens and congratulate and thank those nutrition services assistants because they really do deserve it with this job they've done for our students.
And I don't like the broccoli, but the Asian chicken salad is awesome.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Excellent presentation. Thanks. Okay, we go to our next item, that is 10.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees on agendized and non-agendized items. We have just one. We have only one speaker, but I want to read first. It's just part of the process. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation, depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that the additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. And we have our first speaker, Mr. Shane Pinell.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, good evening, President Arrau, board members, Superintendent Bennett, and Cabinet. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that I've accepted a position at the Colton Unified School District as their Director of Technology. And I want to let you know that I really appreciate and wanted to thank you for all of your support over 10 years that I've been with the Paris Union High School District. A little sad to leave my Paris Union High School District family, but excited for my new opportunity. And again, I just want to take a few moments to thank you personally, each one of you. So thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Pinell, for almost 10 years of service here at the district, and congratulations on your new position.
Well, yes, we do want to congratulate Shane. Also, Shane's a product of Paris High School. He was a graduate in 1994. 1994, so it's great to see that he's getting promoted up to a higher position. We're going to miss him, though. We appreciate what you've done for us, Shane.
Okay. We move to our next is action item. 11.1 is our consent calendar. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nellison, Ms. Twyman second. Please vote. Okay, and our consent calendar has been approved 4-0. The next item is an information item, discipline for the month of May 2017 is the monthly suspension report. 13.1 is an action item, general functions, resolution number 26 for the 16-17 school year. It is a trustee compensation for missed meetings for Ms. Twyman. At this time, we are going to call Ms. Twyman. Okay, do I have a motion? Mr. Nellison and Mr. Stafford. Please vote. And this action item has been approved. 3 in favor, 3-0. Yeah, we don't count the absent. Our next item is an action item, 13.2, general functions, and is the approval of resolution number 27 of the 16-17 school year, and is the Safe Haven Schools. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Mr. Stafford. Would you like to add something, Mr.
The
Superintendent?
safe haven resolution, this is something was the direction from the board to look at making a resolution to state to our community and to our families that we're going to be a place where kids, no matter their immigration status, their gender, their sexual identification, any of those factors doesn't make a difference. We're going to educate every kid that comes into our schools to the best of our ability. We're also going to make it a safe place for them, that they're not going to feel like the people from the outside are coming, the police and ICE and those things, to just swoop in and try to grab kids and move them out. We want our schools to be a safe haven for every student that comes to our door.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Do I have any comments from our board members? Trustee Stafford?
I'd just like to say thank you, Mr. Bennett, for taking care of this. You really drafted it well and had it revised, and it's come out well. Thank you very much.
Trustee Twyman? Trustee Nelson? Okay. Yes, join Mr. Stafford saying thank you, Mr. Bennett, for presenting this draft. It was excellent, and I think it includes everything that represents the philosophy of our board and our community. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so please vote. Action item 13.2, Safe Haven Schools. A resolution has been approved 4-0. The next action item, 13.3, Personnel, Certificated Personnel Action Items. Do I have a motion? Mr. Stafford, Ms. Twyman, second. Please vote. Action. Okay, this action item 13.3, personnel, has been approved 4-0.
At this time, Dr. Rouse, I'd like to introduce a couple of new certificated management that we brought on. We have a new assistant principal for Paloma Valley High School, Mr. Adam Knutson. He's coming to us from Murrieta Valley Unified School District, so I'd like him to come up and get you a chance to say hello. And
first, I'd like to state thank you guys, thank the school board, the superintendent, the assistant superintendents, the executive director, for the opportunity that you've bestowed upon me. I'd also like to say how excited I am to be a part of the Paloma Valley High School team. They're an amazing school out there, and I'm really excited to be out there and helping out. And the last part, actually the best part for me, is I wanted to thank my support staff, my girlfriend that came out and supported me even here today. I wanted to thank her. Her name is Lori. She's in the back. And thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations.
we have one more. I don't know, Adam, calling your girlfriend your support staff. I'm not sure. She caught that, though. The next manager I'd like to introduce is Mark Sinnott. He's been a technology TOSA for the last 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. And now he's moving up to a coordinator position, our new coordinator of college and career readiness. And he's going to step up into a new program. So we want to introduce Mr. Sinnott.
Good evening, Board President, Dr. Rao, Board, Superintendent, Mr. Bennett, Cabinet. I don't have a whole lot to say. I have to say that I've been in this district now over 10 years. I've lived in Paris for 9 years. I absolutely love this district, the students in this district, this city. Me and my wife don't plan on moving. I just want to thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity. This is my dream job, so I'm extremely happy. But most of all, I just want to thank my lovely wife and my daughter, Emma. Emma, you've been a really good girl. Say hi. And thanks again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again, and congratulations on your promotion.
That's it. It's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. I skipped this one. The next one is an action item, 13.4, personnel, classified personnel action items. I'm not seeing. Bucket? This is 13, yeah. I'm going to go to 13.5. 13.5. Okay. It's 13.5 is a personnel action item. 13.4 is the first one? Okay. Let's go to 13.4. Okay, perfect. 13.4, personnel item, classified personnel action items. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Mr. Stafford, second. Please vote. (13.4) personnel item has been approved 4-0. Mr. Bennett, do we have any?
There's nobody to introduce out of this group tonight.
Okay, perfect. We move to 13.5, another action item, personnel agreement of employment for deputy superintendent and business deputy superintendent business services. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Ms. Twyman.
This item, last month, the board had agreed to promote Ms. Rains to a deputy superintendent position, and this is bringing the contract forward to match that position.
Do you have any questions from trustees? No? Okay. Please vote. Okay. Action item 13.5, the agreement of employment for our Deputy Superintendent of Business Services has been approved 4-0. 13.6 is an action item, approval of several memorandums of understanding between the Paris Union High School District and the California School Employees Association, CSEA, and its chapter Paris Valley 469 regarding the 2017-2018 work year calendar, the effects of the Heritage High School flooring project, guidance technician, work year calendar, work year calendar increase, health and welfare benefits, 17-18, transfer of vacant custodial position, and the effects of the Academy Community Day school closure. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Ms. Twyman.
These are some negotiated items that we had with CSEA over the last couple months here that we've been working on, especially with the closing of the academy and moving some people around. Having Paris High be a little overstaffed in custodial area, moving one of those people down to Paloma Valley. We're looking at better servicing the schools with the guidance techs. They were on a 10-month position. We moved those to a 11-month position to try to get all the paperwork done during the summertime to get the kids when they're registering. So some things that we've worked with CSEA on, and I think there are some positive moves for our district and to move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Any comments or questions? No? Okay, so please vote. And this action item, 13.6, has been approved 4-0. The next action items, 13.7, curriculum, 16-17, Safe Schools Plan Annual Update. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Mr. Stafford. And this was the presentation.
No, there's no presentation on this one. This is just like we did with CMI. We have the yearly mandate to update our safe school plans.
Oh, okay.
So the schools went through that work with Mr. Herman to make sure they were meeting the guidelines and what we're expecting at our schools. So those are the yearly updates.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bannon. Please vote. 13.7 has been approved 4-0. Another curriculum action item, 13.8, local control accountability plan and annual update for the 17-18 school year. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Ms. Twyman second. Please vote. .8 has been approved by 4-0. Okay. 13.9, an action item from the Business Department, adoption of the 17-18 district budget. Okay. Mr. Nelson, Mr. Stafford second. Do you have any comments?
No, just as Mr. Bennett said for the LCAP and budget with CMI, we had a public hearing, and you heard the presentation from Mr. Rabing, and I can't remember, back a week and a half ago, I think I helped with that. Did I give that presentation as well? But this is just the final approval of that, because we now, with the new LCAP laws, have to have the public hearing on a different night than the approval. So this will just finalize that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ms. Raines. Please vote. We already did it. I was the one who had it. Action item 13.9 has been approved 4-0. Information item 14.1 is a business report, revolving cash report for the month of May 2017. 14.2 action item is a board policy personnel series 4,000. Sorry, it says action. Well, this is information item and then action. And there is an error. So do we?
This is the first read, so I apologize.
That's okay. Just skip it. Next item. Okay. And this one is an action item, 15.1, a closed session if necessary.
We will need to go back into closed session.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, Mr. Stafford, second. Please vote. This action item has been approved 4-0, and now we are going to close session at 6:22 p.m. All right, we reconvene in public session at 7:39 p.m. Our next item is an action item 17.1, discipline, board review of discipline matters. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson, Ms. Twyman. Before we vote, do we have any comments, questions? No? Okay, so please vote. Item 17.1 has been approved 4-0. 18.1, other items by our superintendent, Mr. Bennett.
No report, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Other items by the Board of Trustees, Trustee Stafford. Trustee Twyman, Trustee Nelson.
I do have something. I know we've been here a while, but I just want to say how much I enjoyed the graduations this year. They went very smoothly, and the kids were really well behaved, and it all went really well. And I appreciate you guys having us out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Let's go to the last item, item 20.1, adjournment. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nelson? And Ms. Twyman seconds. Please vote. And this item has been approved 4-0, and this meeting is adjourned at 7:41 p.m.